Good morning. Coffee first, bitches. All right, so
use the right lane to take the exit to merge onto I-295 north towards.
All right, so my weekend was intense. Okay, so since coming back to Maine and everything, some people have followed me and know some of the situation, and I just got back into my niece's and my daughter's life 6 months ago. It's been a struggle since my grandfather's death 3 years ago, I think, 3 going on 4, I don't even fucking know. So it's been a struggle, okay? And especially with the generational fucking bullshit our family has. But I'm not even gonna get into that right now. So all week last week, the week before, I was waking up at 3:30, 3:45, 4 in the morning every single day. And I was up, and I'm up. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I did the cheer competition. I don't know if I'm just so tired, but I really think it all has to play with like how nervous I was to build that, because I haven't been to any of their cheer stuff in years. I did go to one of their cheers a few months back, a month or two back, but it was a short thing. So this was a long day process. My sister and the girls were there from 6 a.m. to like 4 or 5, Saturday and Sunday. I went from like 8:30 or something until 2 o'clock the first day. The second day, because it was only like 8 minutes away from my house, travel back and forth. But now to recap it all, me and my girlfriend were just talking about how hard it is for somebody to be in recovery and healing and processing and trying to end the generational fucking bullshit, and then you got to go to an event and things really haven't been dealt with. It's just been like, it's in the past, it is what it is, and we're not going to talk about it, type of thing. But those are the exact behaviors that I do not want to travel on to my children. And I think that's why I was so stressed out to go, because I didn't know how it was going to go. My daughter and I have been on non-talking terms since Christmas, really since this past July. The whole time she wasn't allowed to talk to me, she wanted me in her life. She was secretly talking to me, she kept getting grounded for talking to me, and then I'm allowed to be in her life, and now she's mad and angry and doing some really hurtful things. And that also, I can't allow, I get allowed feelings. People are allowed to have feelings, their own thoughts about situations, people, places, and things, okay? But what you cannot do is disrespect somebody, treat somebody awful, nasty, be in some type of way, okay? I was 19 years old. 19 years old when I had my daughter, okay? I was already an IV user, okay? I already was using with my mother before she died, okay, at 14 years old. I was attracted to that life, just like me and my niece were talking about it yesterday. I was attracted to that lifestyle. I was attracted to loud music. I was attracted with the drinking and everything. And that is such a big part, okay, of growing up and learning who you are and what you want to do with your life. And for a long time, I thought like that was my life. Like I thought that I was going to use, I didn't even think I'd be here past 30. I'm gonna be 33 this year, okay? Like I planned that I wouldn't be here and I was gonna be dead. Like we used to have a saying, like we're gonna get high until we die. Now I'm here with a 2-year-old, a 13-year-old, and 13 years later, 15 years later, realizing, like, who the fuck am I? What do I want out of my life? My daughter changed my perspective on life. It took me longer, and I understand she's gonna have her own pain and trauma and healing that she's gonna have to go through, just like I've had to go through the last 13 years. And in hence of me healing and processing, she's got her own shit. She's got her own stuff that she's gonna be dealing with that she never deserved. She never deserved to ask to be here. She never asked to not be raised by her parents. She didn't ask for me to be a drug addict. She didn't, her dad, she never, like, there's just so much. I'm honest about the situation because it happened. I'm not proud to be a drug addict at the end of the day. I hate the fact that I was a drug addict, to the point where I say it, like I'm so angry, you know, there's some days I'm so angry with my parents, like, for raising me in that type of lifestyle, okay? And then my grandparents were like totally opposites, very classy, very Coast Guard, just so different, dude. And then it's like you're torn, and that's why I have the empathy and the compassion and the things that I do, because I had that split family. But it was like we lived a hidden life with my mother, and the way that we were supposed to be with my mother and then in front of our grandparents were two totally different people. So it just really shows how worried I truly was to go to this event this weekend, and how much stress I was under, and like being on time, because I've never been on time. My mother was always late. Like that's still such a struggle for me. But if you're late going into school, like you're late going into school, you're late going into practice. My nieces, if they're late going into practice, they gotta do jumps, they gotta do runs, whatever the fuck they gotta do. And I feel like a totally piece of shit when I gotta bring them there, and if they're late a minute or two, and then they're having to do extra jumps or this or that because they're adult and be on fucking time. Like I still struggle to this day. Like I'm not fucking perfect, and it just shows how hard I'm trying and how bad like my mental health and my other things that have stopped me from growing and healing. It just shows how much I'm fighting back at the end of the day. like how much effort I'm trying to put into my life. And I know that there's so much more. And the only way that you can fix it and do it is doing it, bitch. You've got to fucking do it. So, my daily thought. Gotta find a way to calm the mind. That is such a big thing. Calming the fucking mind. Well, there's my daily thought today, my daily rant of my toxic life. My toxic life that I am working so damn hard. I refuse to have a motherfucking toxic life anymore. Happy healing. Love you and thank you for watching. We appreciate you following along and getting to know us and our family. Happy toxic life.